lot of team fight with some pushing potential from the Shadow Shaman, right? You'll be able to drop those wards, and then Tidehunter can just stand in front, and if anyone tries to fight you, it's going to be difficult. You'll have the wards, you'll have the Ravage. However, a little bit cooldown dependent right now, so I would like to see some more brawler type heroes coming as their last 3.
So for Vice, you either pick some counters to Tidehunter to be able to deal with him and get some more team fight, or you just don't pick any long cooldowns and try to fight all the time, like punish those cooldowns that they have on the side of Fnatic.
One thing that I would like to see from Vice as well, if Fnatic doesn't ban it out, is Mars. Maybe not the best lane with Earth Spirit, not by far, and not a lot of teamfight for Vice, but at the same time you have to be thinking about Lycan. If you're not banning it, you need at least some offlaner that can deal with that. There's still like Underlord, Mars. Mars is probably better at the moment, so wouldn't mind seeing them thinking that way too, because Fnatic has... Why did they pick this tide so early, right? That's the question.
Yeah.
There has to be a plan behind it.
They're scheming. I can tell it. Vice, considering what to get rid of next, and they get rid of the clock. Okay, I like that versus Earth Spirit. Can be very annoying.
I mean, you can kick him out, right?
It's not that bad of a matchup for Clock.
Okay.
It's more about like Oracle, even though he, has a way of defending himself, but still something he doesn't like to play into. And here comes Puck. So, like, looking at Fnatic's draft so far, a lot of team fight, easy to execute lineup, tower damage, like
Flex as well. Tide can go mid if they pick something like DK. So memes were everywhere. By the way, Windranger and SEA has been picked up a little bit more than in other regions. We have seen some Windrangers mid, Windrangers
Bombi kind of
Bombi kind of five.
that
Not
actually
really
was
five.
carrying,
Yeah,
but because his team didn't carry, so he had to. Still didn't end up well, but okay.
Yeah, but for me, SCA looks like this region, like, you can set the strategies aside. It's all about who's flashier, who's more hungry to win. Like, you also saw it in Mikoto's games, right? Like, his team can feed, they can make many mistakes, but it doesn't matter. That guy is going to win you the whole series, if not the game. So maybe if this Windranger gets like 3 items, 4 items, who knows? But I'm not sold on the pick. However, color coordination.
Yeah, true. Still. This is some strong branding here. Vice Esports sticking to the green.
So what do they need? Viper off lane?
And
Viper and
Venomous.
Venom, let's go.
Against
Pugna,
Tidehunter?
Venom.
Possibility.
Yeah. I hope Fnatic don't realize and start banning green heroes. That could be a disaster. Get forced in some very strange picks. Talking about Fnatic and drafting, they've only got 10 seconds left on their reserve time currently, so they've been taking their time in the second phase, but they are going to go with the Disruptor, and immediately Vice answers with the Alchemist.
Oh, interesting.
That's the hero that punishes the long cooldowns. Just not sure, like, he's their only tower damage so far. Like, rest don't really deal any kind of tower damage early on. You don't want Windranger to use the focus fire on the towers. It's your kind of a team fight ability, like something that you get the kills with. But looks very squishy. Like, these heroes are very, very good from Fnatic. Like, you have Disruptor, Tide can just invade the jungle, Puck early on. Like, they have some of the best heroes to actually invade the jungle and take the stacks from Vice. So
how are you laning Alchemist? Are you putting him mid?
are you putting him mid? If you're putting him mid, Puck's just gonna have a complete free farm, even though Puck is a hero that kind of has low armor, doesn't like to sit into acid spray. So Alchemist will also farm. It's actually going to be a trade of the farming.
My question is, if you put the Alchemist mid, then your Windranger is your safe lane. Kind of. I mean, obviously, Windranger can do the same thing if she goes safe lane. It's just a little bit harder to activate her. Because you don't want Alchemist into the Tide, right? Like, you don't want that matchup. You don't want him on safe.
No, like, you're just going to suffer in that matchup. You're not going to get anything out of it. Tide will completely free farm. So maybe one possibility could be, I don't know. I just don't see what Vice is trying to do here.
Yeah, it's very difficult to.
Somehow I was trying to
read them.
flex Earth
Yeah.
Spirit on the mid lane, but it just doesn't feel like it's gonna work.
They owned with the Alchemist in that last series, and they had the Weaver carry, so they just ban out the Weaver carry. Okay, it worked, guys. Let's get it out. By the way, Weaver isn't that bad versus Alchemist. Also, it's a natural Skadi builder, which is nice. So can come online extremely early to fight with his teammates.
I see Fnatic banning out Legion Commander. They're afraid of that position 5 Legion.
A Fnatic probably just went through the Dota buff, saw Legion. Okay, get it out, boys.
Now, it's something that Tidehunter can't crack off.
Yep, true enough. And you can do the old snap the coil and then
my
purge off
God,
the
what the hell
discard.
is
But a
this?
Bloodseeker coming out from Vice Esports. I'm guessing in the off lane and then carry Alk and then mid wind. And
Well,
Fnatic
on one
just go with
side,
the
we have a
TV.
real Dota lineup.
On the
On the
other,
other side, we
have
have
Vice
heroes
Esports.
that look like someone random. So I don't know what they're thinking. Like just look at these 5 heroes on the top. It's man, this looks like real Dota, real team fight, easy objective taking. No real counters to the Tidehunter. He can pretty much crack and he can crack and everything. So
What's
you have
this
a
Bloodseeker
guaranteed.
last week? You needed some control. You needed some
You need
stun.
some team
You
fight.
needed some utility. Yeah.
Where is their team fight spot? I don't know. It's sounding like it's going to be a slightly easier one to call, but I'm going to have to ask you anyway. Gentlemen, what are your predictions for game number 1?
Fnatic, Fnatic for sure. I'm just trying to think of a way that the Vice could possibly win.
Maybe if they crush the
this-
Terrorblade in the lane, Alchemist
If
goes
this
to the jungle.
Alchemist somehow, manages to get the ball rolling. No, like they don't have cooldowns. This is the thing about
Right.
the lineup.
Lizard?
They can fight all the time. But
I mean, he said it all. It's all in Fnatic's favor unless they get somehow crushed in the laning stage the way Execration did. I don't think that's possible to Fnatic. Like they will take this game.
I almost feel like it would be disrespectful to bet against Fnatic at this point. Like this team, they have surely they're going to win this game. I got to go for Fnatic as well. As much as I love throwing a curveball and trying to vote for the underdogs, that with this draft I can't see it working. They just don't have the tools, I don't think. But we could be wrong. We've been wrong before, and of course that 5 prediction curse has been in effect every single time. Let's bring in our casters for this game. It's our favorite father-son casting duo, Beacon and
that's
Black.
us.
that's
Right
all
there.
5
Oh,
of
you're a
them.
whole
Wow.
team.
Oh, okay. We were,
Our little brother.
I almost got to compete in the DPC.
Yeah, I mean,
Sure close.
our brothers,
Dark days.
sisters, and family.
Alrighty,
Glad to
gentlemen.
see them.
What are your predictions for this game number 1?
You go
You
first.
can go for Fnatic.
Oh, okay.
That was easy.
That was easy.
Ben?
All right. As you know, stories are told. So I have a Kadabra. He's my favorite Pokemon at the time. Threw him out, had him use Future Sight, and he said Fnatic.
Easy peasy. So that is the 5 prediction curse for Fnatic. Literally no way they can win anymore, but we're going to cover the game anyway. And throwing it over to jump into game number 1, it's Beacop and Black. Take it away.
Thank you, Nomad. Yeah, getting into this game number 1. We're in week number 4. We're on the second half. Every game always matters, but now it just feels like it's come down to crunch time. We're getting in on the final ones, Black. It's
getting
there.
Yep. Almost at the end of the line. Of course, Fnatic, this is not a game they can afford to lose. And it doesn't look like they will. As the panel already said, it's a massive outdraft. Don't really see too many avenues for Vice to win this game, but we'll see. Maybe they can massively surprise us.
I mean, this is also not a series that Vice can lose either. If they
Yeah, but
everything is really needed for them if they want to stay in the upper division.
Sure, but realistically, they, probably as Lizard would always say, 90-10 for Fnatic to win this game.
That percentage is very,
The battle begins.
very cursed.
Very cursed.
It's been cursed.
So
a
do I
couple
say
times.
89-11 instead?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to stay from the
For the curse?
90-10, for sure.
Yeah.
That would probably work.
But yeah, like this Terrorblade is probably, TB is really good against the whole lineup. And
Right.
I don't really see how they're going to pressure him too much.
Is this Alchemist going to have a game? We've seen Alchemists in this region specifically have moments where it's like, oh, well, I have no farm, and I'm an Alchemist.
Yeah, that's the problem against Terrorblade. Even if you do have farm, TB is a hard counter to Alchemist. All he does is physical damage, and TB has like 50 armor minute 20.
Right.
So yeah, it's gonna be a tough ask, But they can do it. But against this Alchemist, you know, it's not easy. This Alchemist doesn't lane too well against Tidehunter. It's not that easy. Keep getting anchor smashed, having that damage reduction applied to you. Just overall a tough lane. And of course, they did manage to snatch the puck in the second phase. I don't know how this hero keeps getting ignored in the first phase.
Samael getting harassed here up by DJ.
Yep, just pulling the wave. One more Thunder Strike in 8 seconds. He has to be careful. But choose not to pursue.
I like that top lane a lot, too. I'm a big fan of Shadow Shaman in these lanes. He just seems to be one of those supports that really adds the most harassment at times.
Yeah, and especially with Gush, reducing armor by 4. Shadow Shaman suddenly hits for like 100.
Second highest base damage, all of a sudden you feel like you're hit.
Yeah.
Which is a great feeling when you're a support.
As a bot lane, not the easiest lane either to really pressure this Terrorblade.
Yeah, getting on him is going to be a bit difficult. Is this a game we see maybe DJ go for that shard? We've seen a lot of Disruptor shards. Usually it's with something like a Wraith King or a Troll. But is it worth it getting it here? Put it on the Terrorblade?
It's pretty good on TB as well. He loves that bonus movement speed and attack speed.
Right.
Especially if it's like, this is sort of like a 4 protect 1 kind of thing, you know? You have this puck to set up for you. You have this tide to set up for you. And you just have all these heroes to keep them in place for Terrorblade to really beat them down. It's a perfect TB draft, really. Perfect support cast around them.
Yeah.
And there's no high magic burst on Dire either.
Yeah. And a good enough lineup. It just seems so well-rounded for Fnatic. You know, you've got your big team fight ulti in the Ravage, as well as really the Static Storm. That works for team fight, but that also works for getting a pick-off. Glimpse into the Static Storm with a kinetic field, you're getting anybody. Dream Coil locks them down, and then all of a sudden from the side, Terrorblade's hitting with Metamorphosis. It just feels like there's so many parts to this teamwork that they've got for Fnatic, and that being said, now they get first blood on Zanki.
Yeah, and bot lane also dying.
As Samael dies as this Metamorphosis comes out from Raven, putting some heavy harassment onto the Bloodseeker. And that's already a kill in each of these side lanes for Fnatic. I don't want to sound too one-sided, though. There are things here that I've liked from Vice in the past. I'm a big Palos guy. You know, he really made a name for himself when he was playing for Execration in my eyes. He looked really good then. Now he plays for
he's dead, though.
Vice. Yeah, that's a big problem for him, is he's going to drop here. Just trying to build him up, and all of a sudden he goes down. But Purifying Flames from Zanki will at least get the trade onto Masaros.
Yep, Bloodseeker also very fast with the top lane. Putting on some hurt on Terrorblade, but he's getting salved up by DJ. That's what you want your support to do, you know, just give you all that region for free. So you have a perfect game. But yeah, a lot of work will have to be done by the Wind Ranger. He'll have to go Maelstrom, and he'll have to pick off this TB a couple of times. Because otherwise, I predict like a minute 20, 22 Skadi, plus Manta or St. Jasha, and then he's pretty much unstoppable at that point.
DJ taking a lot of damage, Raven in on a Samael, and, well, that'll push back the Earth Spirit at least. For Bob, on this Windrunner, it does seem like you have to get a lot going.
Yeah.
And that's really tough when the side lanes are behind.
He has a lot of work to do this game. As I said, he needs fast Maelstrom to cut through that armor of the Terrorblade. Then we have to find like 2 or 3 pickoffs, maybe even more, before he gets to that Skadi timing. Because after that, they don't have damage to kill him. Roll. Oh!
Missing. DJ just
Kinetic field.
sidestepping it.
Didn't even try to.
Blood, right? Their focus is solely on DJ at the moment. Bob?
Fire.
Oh, okay. Fairy Fire survived. Never in doubt.
I'm surprised he didn't try to kinetic field him into the tower.
Yeah, he was close enough where
guy.
I thought he might end up in a really bad spot and they could just get the kill.
Yeah, but either way, side lanes are going very well. Puck is winning middle. And Alchemist is getting pressured top quite heavily.
Yeah, this is always a bad sign when you've got an Alchemist on your team, is when you're down in net worth. Obviously, you're in the game, you can't see that, but you can sense that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't like the response. Bounty rune's coming up here.
Shackle?
Can't get it though. Oracle too fast.
Yeah.
But he should just be dead.
Yeah, there will be a kill in return on his Zanki. He gets hit with that Gush, held in place by the Shackle, and it's Masaros who gets the kill. And again, these side lanes are just going well. But that bounty rune's big for the Alchemist. You know, is that worth your life?
You can always make a case for it, you know. +5 for a bounty rune is okay, maybe. I'm not too sure in this case because they're already losing top quite heavily. So
Yeah.
Alchemist will have to rotate into the jungle. And I don't know, like in China, you know, when they first face Tidehunter, we see him getting hard countered, like every time. This game, they picked an Alchemist into it.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't feel
Giving
like
him a
there's
free
much
lane.
of a counter to him at the moment.
Yeah. And you can see 32 CS. He's doing very well for himself. Metamorphosis is up again. Botlane has to be really careful. TB does a lot of damage here.
And it's not even just the Tide doing well. It's also just really all three cores for the side of Fnatic. You looked at the CS there for the puck, and it was towards the top with the Tide now 40 and 11. Like, yeah, those are a couple of those over on those jungle creeps, but that's fine. That you know, he's moving around. He's staying in lane. He's not really letting the Windrunner get everything out of the lane. Yeah, semi-out kinetic field gonna be dead to rights.
He just walked in. Like he saw the meta pop. He's just like, okay,
And
I'll
then
fight you.
up top, they'll find themselves Zenki too. So 6-1 already for Fnatic, putting pressure on heavily on these side lanes. There has been harassment over mid, but it's these side lanes that are really finding themselves in business.
Yeah. They have a Ravage to work with, so he has to be careful here. He could die pretty easily. You see a TP coming from Earth Spirit top. He can't do too much to that Tidehunter. He doesn't really care about you.
Yeah, the Tide doesn't really care much at the moment. I'm still such a fan of these off-lane bottles.
Yeah, that's super good. And every time like a support dies, you know, just TP there, refills the bottle, and they're free 500 health.
Yeah,
It's very good, for sure.
Tide's actually holding out on finishing, upgrading those boots, potentially
Oh,
going into
three
a
top.
Blink Dagger. Yeah, 3 heroes here. There's the roll, but they've got the kinetic field. Damage onto the Alchemist. Can they get the kill here on a Palos? They've got another TP in. Meanwhile, Jabs, he's the first one to die in this
Wind
fight.
Ranger.
Bob makes the rotation, but here comes Moon. Dream Coil onto 2. Alchemist is going to drop for the first one on Vice, but they've got themselves a second in DJ. They took out the Disruptor. They've got the Fortunes and the rolls a little bit to the right of Masaros, and it's a triple kill here for Zenki. All of a sudden, Oracle grabbing 3, and it's a full 5-man rotation from Vice up towards top.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too much. Like 3 would have been enough. Now TB is free farm completely, but nevertheless, the really good rotation. We said they needed to get things done early, and they did. No mana for the Ravage. He was completely out of resources, and you know, if Tide has mana there, I don't think the fight will go nearly as well.
Yeah.
But good recognition that they see he doesn't have mana, and they punish him for it.
But that's also what we needed to see from Bob. Make a rotation, make it count. They got 3 kills. Obviously, they lose their Alchemist, which is the big like punch to the gut there. But if you're getting 3, kind of feels even.
Yeah, just the problem is, if TB is on par with an Alchemist net worth, Alchemist can never win.
Yeah.
Like TB is just a super hard counter to Alchemist. So they need to make sure they pressure the TB more and give Alchemist a lot more room to farm. Because of course in Alchemist, you know, you give him 10 minutes, suddenly he can be 10k gold ahead. And a snowball Alchemist can definitely beat it terribly.
Yeah, they need to keep their eye on this Alchemist, and they've been doing a good job of that so far. But for the moment, he's hidden away in the jungle, so I expect Fnatic, like they're doing right now, put the pressure on the tier 1 tower over top, potentially over mid, open up that entry points to the jungle, and make sure that they can continue to shut down the Alch, right?
Yeah, who has just been farming stacks, so it's made 1,000 net worth in like a minute.
And
Mob
here's
is used
Raven.
again.
Yeah, meta, this is to get not only a kill onto the Earth Spirit, but this also transitions into a tier 1 tower, so a good move there from Raven. Also picks up a bounty rune. That is way more luck than I get with a trusty shovel.
Same. Usually my first dig is just a Cobalt.
That was my first 3 yesterday.
Yeah, hate those. But yeah, Tidehunter right now has a Blade Mill queued up. Not a fan at all. Of course, it's good against Wind Ranger, but it's more a pub build, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if that backfires or not.
I thought he was holding a lot of gold. I thought potentially he might just go Brown beats Blink. But
Blink would be fantastic this game. They don't really have an initiator. Because I don't know if Puck is going to go for this Witchblade build or more of a utility kind. He's going for Veil. Okay. I just love Tide with Blink, you know?
yeah.
You're getting a good Ravage off, you just win a team fight off that. Or just rolling through, okay, chasing DJ.
Kinetic field down. Shackle's not going to connect, but they still have the power shot and one more to get the kill on the DJ, so it doesn't matter if the kinetic field locked him in. Meanwhile, Moon by himself for the moment. Illusory Orb now Blood Right, but Rupture's done, so Moon can be mobile once again.
Yep, make it look easy once more. Shackle, not
Shackle
connecting.
again. Bob's trying to go in on the Jabs, but now
Ravage.
Jabs can turn. Might think about using the Ravage here.
Nope. Okay, going into the Blink. Good, good. Don't build Blade Mail and Tidehunter in pro games.
Bob's still getting chased by Masaros. They
Glimpse
have
back.
Glimpse into the static storm. Now the kinetic field's down. They needed damage to follow this up. There's the geomagnetic grip that gets the silence out of the Shadow Shaman, but that's not going to save the life of Bob. They also get the kill on a Zanki. 2 heroes dead on the side of Vice, make it a third. When Samael dies, they'll walk in front of the roll, make sure he can't get out, and they'll take out a third. So Masaros with a double kill, and still a 2K lead for Fnatic over Vice.
Yeah, Battlefield completed on Alchemist now. He's 1k ahead of the Terrorblade, and it's not enough. He needs to be like 2 items ahead of his Terrorblade,
Yeah.
really. And if you're behind 2k with an Alchemist lineup, usually that, you know, is not a good sign.
He's trying to really bump up, and I think Vice have done a good job of getting him some space, but
Yeah. The thing is,
problem-
Alchemist can't win 1v5.
yeah, so
Ever.
you're seeing it on the net worth. Like, Alchemist is at the top. That's great. But then you've got Bob, who's
A non-factor at
500
this point.
gold ahead of a Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, he's transitioning into support this game already. I said he needs his Maelstrom really fast. He's not even halfway there yet.
Yeah, it's rough right now for the Windrunner. And really, the Bloodseeker. You look at where the 3 cores are out for Fnatic, and like you said, you're not going to 1v5 as an Alchemist.
I wonder what happened to the Wind Ranger, actually. Maybe he was just too active. Maybe he lost the lane a little bit too hard. But he is extremely poor. He just finished up a Javelin minute 12. Usually you have that like minute 7.
Yeah, it's not looking...
Wards committed for the mid lane, and they're smoked up. They have no Ravage.
Ooh, smoke gets broken, though, by Moon, who throws down the
Coil.
3-man Dream Coil. They've got Raven coming over with a Metamorphosis that was recently popped, but now the Dream Coil's done. The Shackle connects onto the one behind, which is the Disruptor of DJ. They'll go after Zanki. Illusory Orb should jaunt over to it and get the kill onto the Oracle. Now the question is, do they get a +1 on that?
Yeah, he actually just popped meta to farm the ancient stacks, and then suddenly they just appeared.
They were right there.
Yeah, might as well just use it to kill someone. Rupture expanded, and Shadow Shaman just repeat back to base.
They deny the mid-tier one, but that opens up the jungle. And that's exactly what Fnatic want.
At least Alchemist traded for the bottom tier one, and they're still waiting middle. Ravage up at 20.
Need to be really careful. Now the Rod of Atos comes in. Blood right down. Phase shift. Doesn't
he-
avoid the silence, but now the blink in from Masaros. They land the Shackle shot. They'll get the kill on a Moon. However, Bob's dead afterwards. They've got the glimpse onto the Bloodseeker. They'll pull him back into the Static Storm, but they won't get the kinetic field up in time. So Bloodseeker is able to run. Palos and crew are here. 4 heroes from Vice over near mid. Jabs his bottom, and TB's without the meta.
Just be careful.
Rod of Atos, Blood right, both come down. There's the silence.
Rolling in. Wow.
Roll in under the tower. Geomagnetic grip. They've got the silence onto the Shadow Shaman. Nobody rotating just yet for Fnatic.
I mean, he's just dead.
And yeah, now he's hexed up. Right clicks come through, and Earth Spirit's gone.
Yeah. Rare mistakes coming out from Fnatic there. Missing the phase shift timing on the Blood Rite. Another coil on the Oracle. Should
Yeah,
be a freebie.
Oracle is just getting bullied at the moment. Yeah, look at the damage coming in. Silence, no chance of false
Glimpse.
promising yourself. They've got the glimpse as well as the kinetic field. This time it lands on Ryu, who will try to TP out. But they've got the hex from Jabs. They'll stop the TP. They'll get the kill. They'll take out another. And Vice continue to lose these heroes one after the next. And the bloodshed doesn't stop for Fnatic.
Yeah, smoke up right away. Got Blink on Titan, the Ravage available. But yeah. Hard to fight into them now.
Yeah.
Very tough. They're trying to invade the jungle. Alchemist is...
On the opposite side on the triangle.
Yeah, they're gonna find the Wind Ranger again, though. Oh, man. This guy is not having a game.
He's already used Windrun. I don't think they really need to use Ravage, but they might just control this kill. Look at the damage come in, though. Yeah, not even needed. Masaros dominating. 17-6. This Windrunner is so underfarmed that it's now behind the Shadow Shaman, who's really farmed.
Yeah. Or maybe he's not really farmed, but more like normally farmed, you know? Like the average.
Yeah.
Whereas Wind Ranger is like, she's +4
Well,
farm at this point.
no, Shadow Shaman's pretty over-farmed, I think, at this point. He's got more
Yeah, well, he
gold
got-
than
he got
the
a couple
two
of kills
supports on
too.
the side of Vice.
Yeah, but also they're just having a rough game overall, right? DJ is having a blast of a game. Even the +5 DJ is doing very well for himself.
Yeah, he's at 2K. He's fine. He's happy with that.
Yeah.
Especially with everybody else around him farming.
Manta completed. As soon as he
Scotty.
finishes Scotty, they're gonna go Roshan, force the fight of Roshan.
Alchemist is mid. This
Well, he's all alone?
Yeah, he's by himself. This is rough because they've got the glimpse, they've got the static storm. He's all by himself, and they're trying to get the false promise, but a great ravage that'll stop that from coming through. They get Zenki, they get Palos, now a two-man Dream Coil. Everything is falling into place here for the side of Fnatic. It'll snap on the Bloodseeker. Onryu will be able to leave, but Samael won't. So 3 heroes dead on the side of Vice, and another big win for Fnatic, now 20-6.
Meta still half duration. They might be looking for Roshan. They also have the snakes from Shaman. So it could even be an even earlier Rosh.
Yeah, throw the Gush out.
Yep.
To Rosh, you've got things here that are necessary just to take a quick Rosh at this point in the game. 16 minutes into the game, and they're going to take Rosh.
Very out of position there by the Alchemist. Like he's just all by himself.
And on the other side of the river.
Yeah. And they just TP in like right in front of him. Of course, Disruptor.
They're going to try and come over. Everything right now is down for Fnatic.
They have to be careful. DJ getting caught out.
Yeah, DJ silenced. Kinetic Field, there's the Hex. They have the Gush. They should have the Shackle. Stun from Palos. That gets the kill on a DJ, who right-click on a Jebs, but Jebs doesn't care. You're an Alchemist, and a Shadow Shaman doesn't care about you hitting him. False Promise was used on Zenki. He's dead regardless.
Another Shackle.
I'm shocked. They're fighting into this Fnatic side, and they just don't have the strength to do so. Masaros with a third.
Yeah, and now Shadow Shaman ahead of Bloodseeker and Nephilim as well.
Back in a Rosh.
I'm surprised they didn't drop the snakes into Rosh right away. That looked a little scary there for a while. But turns out alright, they get another 3 kills. Windranger didn't even want to join the fight because he knows he's pretty much useless at this point. He needs Maelstrom. Then he can start dishing out some damage. Another glimpse possibility here.
Yeah, Static Storm into the kinetic field with the glimpse. Bob shackled again, killed off, and it's 5-1 and 9 right now for the Puck. 4-0 and 3 for Raven on this Terrorblade, who's putting pressure on the top tier 2, has an Aegis to work with, and is just an ulti orb away from getting the Scotty.
Yeah, and at that point, the Alchemist ult as well as the Orca heals will not be nearly as effective, of course. And TB's approaching unkillable territory, because all damage they have is pretty much physical.
Blink Dagger for the Puck.
Yeah.
Like you said, Palace needs to be 2 or 3 items ahead of this TB, and
he's not even 1 item ahead yet.
No.
And the items that he chose to go for also don't really offer much damage at all. As you saw, the Shadow Shaman, it was like, what, you hitting me? I'm going to hit you back.
Yeah, basically.
He actually just hit him back. I can't believe the Shadow Shaman is manned up on him. Another smoke.
There was no fear there from Jabs. I was really...
They're smoking into a Ravage Puck coil, though.
Yeah, this is now when all the team fight abilities are up for Fnatic. Not an amazing spot to fight into if you're Vice, but there's definitely a lot of pressure on them to fight. Silence onto the Oracle. Roll comes in, hits on Moon. Raven's coming over. Radavatos is going to miss with the phase shift, and
Big
now
coil.
the Dream Coil lands on a 2. They'll look over at the Oracle again, who won't be able to get the False Promise off because here comes the Ravage from Masaros. They've got the Serpent Wards around the Bloodseeker. They'll make it for Alchemist, the only one to survive, at least for now, as he walks away from the fight. But this fight takes place right near the Tier 2 tower, and that means another objective for Fnatic.
Yep. Easy toward the Terrorblade meta. He also finishes the Skadi now. They might look to go high ground for a little bit, but probably not with Alchemist dipping in.
How much do they have to respect the high ground defense? Like, is
Quite
it
a bit,
really
quite a bit.
enough?
Yeah, they have a lot of spam out with the Blood Ride and everything. Going on the TB here, possibly. The whole team has left him, but he's just too tanky.
But they get there very quickly still.
Yeah.
And now that Alchemist is pushed up, like,
He's boxed in now.
he
The
needs
problem.
to be careful.
Like when you TP back like that, you kind of box yourself into the map, which means you can't really get a lot of net worth out of the map anymore.
I like this build from the Tidehunter, and this is what I was going to ask about
Arcane
originally,
Blink.
but it goes to the Arcane Blink. We've seen it before. Arcane Blinks, Octarines, all on these Tides. Just be as effective as you can. Get the Ravages in as often as possible.
Yeah, that's also a pretty hard counter to BKB, because you can't react to that anymore.
Yeah.
That's humanly almost impossible.
Hal's just showing himself mid, and again, like,
He has BKB. Like, he thinks he's very strong, but we'll see if he
Bull
is.
comes in and doing a good job of avoiding everything.
Yep.
While that's going on, though, pressure onto the Tier 2 bottom.
Yep, going straight into the MKB to counter the Windranger. As soon as he has that, Windranger is free food, basically. Getting stopped by that Skadi and Reflection. She can't move.
The Shaman's so farmed, I can't say it enough.
Yeah, he's brutally farmed. I mean, he's like a glorified core at this point.
For sure. Going
Link
to the
dagger.
BKB.
He didn't even go Etherlands. Interesting.
Yeah, I want those shackles from across the map.
Yeah, me too. You got that shard and in addition 150 range.
Dire's bottom tower has
Oh, they're smoked up.
Yeah, they want
There's
this
some
Alchemist.
Hex.
They'll get the Hex as well as the Serpent Ward's down. And he's going to stand on the Blood Right, but they've got the Static Storm with the BKB being popped here by Palos. Meanwhile, they get the kill onto Zenki. They'll look towards the back lines. They're trying to get the kill onto the Earth Spirit while all this is going on in the front. They'll try to TP out this Alchemist with the BKB. He escapes. Down goes DJ. Samael to follow in the grave. 2-for-1 trade in favor of Fnatic again. Not much there for Vice to do. They did drop Serpent Wards in the Static Storm. Not massive in the grand scheme of things when it comes to the ultis on Fnatic. So a lot more willing to just throw these out and get what they can.
Yeah, Ravage available. And Metamorphosis available again. And this is where, as Vice, you have to just give up your tier 2 towers. You need to split push, get as much farm on the map as you can. But you can't even really kill this Puck who's just annoying you so much around the map, Like, you don't have heroes to pick him off with.
Yeah.
This is why this hero is so scary. If you don't have a Shadow Shaman or a Lion, it's just so tough to deal with. TB doesn't even need the meta to push towers anymore. So strong at this point.
Puck getting through in the
Second
second phase is
Interesting.
it's just it looks so strong the entire DPC so far. If you're not getting it, I'd be scared to play it, and I wouldn't want to give it up like this.
Yeah. Cast range talent picked up on Shaman.
So Arcane Blink now from Isaros.
Yeah.
Almost
All the
have
pieces coming together.
BKB for the Shadow Shaman. 9k lead for Fnatic.
Smoke up again after clearing the ward. And they might just go high ground here. They're not ready at all on Dire.
They have Arcane Blink and Ravage. Like,
Oh, they want to kill the Alchemist if he
yeah,
comes down
Alchemist needs to be careful. Palos just guarding the high ground for now, or, well, patrolling, but now
Oh,
he
he
finally
doesn't
comes
know.
down. There's the Blink as well as the Hex. That comes through as well as the Shackle. They're looking for the Ravage. They're going to throw it out onto the Oracle. Can he get the False Promise off? He got it before the Ravage. Static Storm, that's down. With the BKB being used by Palos, they look over at Samael, who drops the Magnetize in, rolls over, hits DJ. Now Power Shot comes in as he was shackled. Blood Right, there's the kill. Onto one. Dream Coil hits two. No BKB available for the Alchemist, but he goes after Jabs. He gets the kill into the Shadow Shaman. They'll take out Samael. That's a third hero dead on the side of Vice. Palos on the run, trying to make it into his base, but the right clicks come through as well as the Gush slowing him down. They'll get the kill. That's a fourth, maybe make it a fifth, as on the run is Onryu, and it should be a full team wipe for Fnatic, and it will be. Oh, there it is. All right. Playing with their food a little bit, but Fnatic, they lose both their supports and get a full team wipe over Vice.
Yeah, and that initiation wasn't even good for Fnatic, It looked really bad for them, but they're just so far ahead item-wise that they still managed to come out on top.
Yeah.
TB is just untouchable. This whole team fight is just right-clicking everybody, and you can't fight into that. Like, TB's damage output is ridiculous. With that meta, he hits for like 350, he's 4 illusions out. It's just too much damage coming in. Now they're just gonna wait, reset the cooldowns, do the same thing again. If you're ahead, get more ahead.
Yeah.
Very simple, especially if your late game is secure.
And you use that Arcane Blink, Ravage is up in 40 seconds.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
They should be ready to go again in just a second. Realistically. I mean, they probably will wait for the Metamorphosis. That's about a minute.
Yeah, now they're just gonna wait for Roche, get a second Roche, Aegis Cheese, go high ground with that. MKB almost completed on TB, he will hit even harder. And
Yep.
you still, even though he's just itemizing for damage, you don't have the tools to go through his HP pool.
So this seems like a last-ditch effort smoke for the side of Vice.
They have to do it now. For
While
sure.
Things are down, but Ravage will be up soon enough. And, well, there may not be a meta, but there is a way to still take this fight. There's a lot of disorienting spells on the side of Fnatic ready to go at this point.
It's already up. Ravage is already up. And there's only
They're
one
up on the
BKB.
high ground. Jabs. He's in the front. Throws that Hex out and now gets the Blink away. There's the Blink as well as the Ravage that comes through and hits onto 3. They get the kill onto the back lines already on Zenki, so they won't have a false promise. The second one falls on Samael. Earth Spirit gone as well as the Oracle. They both have buyback. They'll buyback on the Oracle first. Maybe to buyback on Samael next. That's what they do. Bob, he's gone. 3 dead. Has buyback. Serpent Wards blocking the path of this Alchemist. Jabs getting low. There's the false promise from the Oracle as well as the Magnetize down onto the TB. He's silenced up, trying to survive for now. Pops the Manta, goes after this Bloodseeker as well as the Alchemist. He's charging up a stun, throws it on an illusion. Onryu, he's gone. 3 heroes dead, still on the side of Vice. They'll continue to chase Palace, and with a Dagon, they'll zap him into the grave. They'll look over at Zenki, who's already died once in this fight. Trying to run, trying to hide, nowhere to go. Zenki gone. Full team wipe again for Fnatic, who will take it 7 for 2.
All 3 cores with a monster kill streak minimum. Last time we saw that a long time ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just nothing I can do really. Like the draft already looked very rough for them, you know. And
yeah, bottom set of racks
yeah.
will fall here.
Not much I can do about this, honestly.
Not at all.
Yeah, even if they get back now, you know, Fnatic can play it safe, just go for that Roshan. But, you know, they do have the damage to just get 2 racks at least. Back off, buy your new items that you just acquired from this team fight. And it should be pretty straightforward from there.
Shackle onto the puck.
Yep.
Have the shard untie, the anchor smash. Upgrade, and now a silence on a Bob. This is tough for the Windrunner, but Moon getting a little low on mana, backing away as everybody's starting to come up for the side of Vice.
Yeah, they still have to respect, you know, their team fight. Even if they don't, especially when they don't have cooldowns on Radiant, you don't want to throw your lead away.
Yeah.
Just wait for that meta to be up again, Ravage to be up again. And you just can't lose a fight at that point.
This is 42 kills in 27 minutes for Fnatic alone.
Yeah, blinking with a Wind Ranger here.
Yeah,
just gets
they'll
blown
look
up.
and kill Bob. They've got the blood right down. That's going to silence up one, but the BKB gets popped by Jebs. They've got the Ravage coming in from Azaros. They'll look over at Onryu, take out the Bloodseeker, go after Samael, as well as the Shackle onto the Oracle. Not 3, but 4 here for Fnatic. And again, still cleaning up. Trying to push a 1K per minute lead for Fnatic with an Alchemist on the other side.
Yeah, and there's a GG.
Yeah, so that's the GG. Vice finally tap out.
Yeah.
Fnatic will take game 1 in easy fashion.
Not surprising.
And, yeah, with that draft showing up very big and just honestly annihilating Vice. But that's kind of what we expected from Fnatic. We were all hoping that Vice would give a little bit more, but they got outdrafted and just came barreling through like the Juggernaut from X-Men through the walls of Vice's defense.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they were already considered the favorite. If you
Yeah.
give him a draft that is just so much better, it is. Just almost no room for error, you know. And, you know, they had a couple of good plays, but it's just the draft disadvantage is too big. Can't really play from there. Maybe, hopefully, they can do, you know, a better job in game 2.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see.
Yeah, so hopefully Vice can prop back up and maybe bring us to a third game, but we'll see. To talk about game 1, though, is the panel. Back over to you guys.
Yeah, Vice well and truly getting their stakes tenderized in this first game of this best-of-3 series. That was rough, but as expected, and finally, the curse is broken. The 5 prediction curse, it goes down. It finally happened, thank God. All right, so it seemed like the strategy from Fnatic here when it came to fighting the Alchemist was just murder everybody else, ignore the Alchemist, let him get his farm, beat everyone else down. Did that seem to work? Is this how you would imagine fighting the Alchemist?
Can we call Cinderin real quick and ask him what he thinks about this kind of an approach? Because I thought that Alchemist game is always an Alchemist game. How do you just go and ignore him and still win?
Great question, one which I don't have the answer to, unfortunately. I'm not Cinderin.
But yeah, it wasn't particularly a good Alchemist game to start with, so you know it's not an Alchemist game, but it's a rough one. You know, you expect these teams to be kind of similar in terms of skill. Wise shows up today and says, "Yeah, we're just gonna pick some random stuff. If you give a superior team a better draft, the outcome would most of the time just be the same." And I just don't know what they were thinking with this kind of a draft. I'm trying to find something positive with Alchemist. Still, you know, it's hard to get a good read on the hero because he can just pop off. You know, he gets that. He still had a good timing on his Battle Fury, Power Treads, Double Bracer, 11 minutes in. It's just a mid lane was a disaster. Wind Ranger did not get anything from that lane. Like compare Fnatic, like all of their cores, even supports, are getting a lot of farm, while you have like centralized farm on one side where like all the gold is around Alchemist, and you just kill the rest. Masaros had a really good fight, good blink daggers. I love the atomization, straight into what's it called? Swift Blink? No, it's
Arcane
Blink.
Blink.
Yeah, Arcane Blink.
Swift Blink is what everyone else buys.
Because I'm thinking, you know, Swift, you're using it
using it
swiftly.
quickly.
Exactly,
Yeah,
Yep, so
easily done.
One thing that I have to say is that Vice reminds me of this team. That reminds me of my starting days in different pub star stacks, because this is how it looks like. Your draft does not have to make a lot of sense as long as you're playing to your full comfort zone. You're picking heroes that that you believe in, that you've practiced in the last week, but they might not have as much synergy. Meanwhile, Fnatic, they just cruise through and they find answers to everything. Like if you look at their draft, not only does it synergize as well together, it also answers the laning stage very well, and it answers the enemy cores too. Like this Terrorblade, that's Skadi. It's one of the most picked up items on a TB, if not the most picked up, and it also works so well against an Alchemist. You want a core that builds that, and you got it. So overall, just a good performance by Fnatic. I think if they had a different carry, they still would have won this game, but it just worked for them.
I don't know how
Certainly
you
did.
go from like lineup, let's say Brew, Shaman, LC, Morph, Storm lineup that Vice had to
Yep.
this, because they can drive better, which they've shown so far throughout the DPC league. And I
But
don't
they
know.
lost a lot as well.
Sure,
That's it.
they're not a top tier
Oh.
team for sure, but they can draft better than this. This is why it surprises me. Like you're playing against Fnatic, you're playing against a better team. Somehow you manage to end up with a draft like this, and it's I think for a lot of viewers as well. When they see this kind of draft, superior team fight, what is Alchemist gonna do? We've seen some similar stories in Southeast Asia where, like, Boom, at the start of the league, they went for the similar kind of lineup, a Bounty Hunter, Bloodseeker. We're going to try to constantly fight with you, get the gold advantage from these fights. It just doesn't work really well.
Yep. I think it comes down to their performance before, right? Like you had a couple of weeks already that you played, you drafted well, and it didn't work. So you're trying something different, right? And you have a couple of these cores that are asking, okay, man, you drafted me this. Yeah, it synergizes well, but we obviously lost.
Yeah, I want to
And
see good different, not
exactly.
this kind of different.
Yeah. So, but this is the thing in Dota. It's much easier to see something different to change, right? Like if your team is not working well, okay, let's change the drafts. Drafts have to be the problem. If the drafts are changed and they don't fix the problems, then it must be some position 5. We need to remove him. We need to kick him and get a different position 5. Like players, it's so easy to blame these things
Yeah,
as your
yeah.
biggest problems. It's so difficult to actually go into the game and see the mistakes that you've made, the rotations that didn't go well, where you should have been farming, where you should have been pressuring. Those are the
And
things that really matter.
Yeah, and that's the difference between like a top tier team and not a top tier
The
team.
biggest problem here is if they think that the draft was not a problem. Like this is a big problem for the team because like you need to start where the real problem lies here, and it's the draft. So if you think that you just played bad but had a really good draft,
Hopefully,
you're just not
hopefully
gonna
they
get
know.
better. Yeah.
Hopefully they know. Or watch the replays. But anyway, let's have a look at our MVP for this game. Number one, and it was of course Moon from Fnatic on that perk, kicking off, dominating the lane, and then continuing just to move with his team and create so much momentum. I think it's hard to choose an MVP for this kind of game though, because the game plan from Fnatic was just so solid. For me, the cementing factor was this play at bottom where the Earth Spirit overextended a little bit. Okay, a lot, under a tier 2 tower, got killed off, and then from that they then immediately jumped on the next hero, got another kill, following up on that one, then immediately smoked as 4, went into the enemy jungle, got another kill, took a tower, and like that's just
Very
how you play. Like
very
it's
fast
how you
Dota
play.
from
So
Fnatic.
boom, boom, boom.
Movement
Well,
around the map, kill, into
yeah.
smoke, into another kill, into Roshan. Just a textbook example.
Yeah, they're
Pretty
just
simple.
exploiting the weaknesses and the mistakes from Vice. They're doing well, obviously, but they're taking all the opportunities that are given to them.
They absolutely were. And that's what leads them to their Game 1 victory here at the DPC SEA region. Now we're going to throw it over to a short break, and we will be back with game number 2 of Fnatic versus Vice Esports. We'll see you soon. Hello, and welcome back to the DPC SEA region brought to you by PGL. My name is Nomad, and joining me on the panel is Lacoste and Lizard as we're about to jump in to game number 2 of Fnatic versus Vice. Game number 1 over very quickly. We had 46 kills in 27 minutes, and that's just from one team. Vice, they didn't really add to that kill score much either, to be honest with you, so...
They
there
had
we
like
go.
7, 8.
Yeah, they struggled a bit. Things happened, and not at all in Vice's favor, unfortunately. But hey, game number 2, you know, chalk it up to practice. I think Vice, they're going to be happy for the chance to play against some of these top teams, and even though they have pulled off one upset already, you know, I'm sure they're managing their expectations. I don't think they're going into the series going, yeah, we're going to win.
It's tough.
I
It's
mean,
tough.
you have to.
You have to, yeah, it's tough. Like, you can't really just think about it that way. Like, okay, we're happy that we're facing tier 1 teams. Yeah, you are in the first 5-6 times that you face them, but then afterwards, if you're losing, it's just demoralizing. You want to be winning like everyone.
It's a loser's mentality, you know,
Yep.
coming into a series and thinking, sure, you're playing against a better team. Most of the time, you're going to be playing against a better team because, you know,
You're a newcomer.
Exactly, and pretty sure they don't join the Discord and like, yeah, let's sing some happy songs together because you know we're very happy to just be here. We don't necessarily need to win. It's not how it works.
Were you like, because it's different for you, when you were starting up, it's so long ago that were there any big stars? Like, did it really matter for you who you were playing against? But
No,
because for
it really.
yeah,
I
right?
wanted to play like always against the better players, you know, to show that I'm good. Sometimes, of course, you lost, but still, you know, the feeling that when you beat the better players, it's, you know, back in the days, I was not afraid like to lane against anyone, to play against anyone. I just, you know, wanted to prove that I'm best, which I was not. But but you know, you need to have that mentality.
Yeah, you'll never be the best if you believe you're going to be the best.
The difference between Lacoste and everyone else, though, is he's a dinosaur when it comes to this game, right? So
Yeah.
he was the one that was setting the stage for everyone else. When I started, the superstars were already there, and when you're playing versus them, you're like, this is hype, man. But you always want to win. You never want to, you know, you never want to show a poor performance.
Yeah, you always want to be showing your best. Do you think it comes down to wanting to be the best team or wanting to be the best player? And do you think that is possibly an issue with
Well,
Vice?
They don't, you know, go, we're going to win TI this year, but small steps, one step at a time, see how it goes. First, you need to qualify to a major, and you need to get top 3 in the Southeast Asia region. You take every series, like, slowly, like you prepare for it and see how it goes. But I think they need a better preparation, like their general understanding of the game is decent. What needs to be done, like looking at their previous drafts, like it's just something that I see a lot of issues with. That you know, drafts were good in the past. Like, just don't try to make it too complicated. Stick with what you know. Stick with the usual stuff.
Give yourself a chance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, also don't leave Puck in the pool. This hero is so tough to kill.
Yeah.
Reason why this hero has around 60% win rate in this region and across all other regions is you need to have a real lockdown. Why we see Shadow Shaman being so popular, instant lockdown. We see a lot more Lion coming
Lion
up.
as well, yeah.
Yeah, just need to be able to control the hero. Otherwise, you know, he goes in, uses his spells like 6,
He's
7,
so
8 times in
strong
a team
versus
fight.
everyone on mid lane. There's literally a handful of heroes that can actually deal with him. Dragonite perhaps mid, you know, and you don't want to have him. So Viper perhaps, but even that can backfire. So you really want to get rid of that Puck or pick it for yourself.
You certainly do, And we'd love to hear your opinions, of course, as well, guys, on the matches. Head over to Twitter, #DPCSEA. Get involved with the conversation. We might shout out your tweet on the screen if you do so. And, of course, you know, me and Lacoste, we want to see your memes as well. Show us your memes, guys. Show us what you
Lizard
got.
does not want to see memes. Like, Lizard, what do you want to see?
Lizard wants to see that hard-hitting analysis from the Twitter users, don't you?
Yeah, I want to see some, you know, some Shia LaBeouf kind of
You wanna see
stuff.
some biceps?
Yeah, I want to see some
Alright.
biceps. I want to see, but Dota related. Dota related
Okay.
gym stuff somehow. Just
Send us your
combine
biceps.
Combine it.
#DPCSEA.
combine
Lizard
it.
will rate your biceps. Apparently that's what we're doing now. Didn't know that, but thank you, Lizard.
I wasn't going into the gym stuff. I actually wanted to just see them pump teams up, you know, give them some motivational speeches. That's what I was aiming for.
Oh, okay. Well, send us your biceps anyway. Sounds funnier. Sounds like better
That's
content.
actually a good idea too. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, we had tweets about you asking you and Black to compare guns, but you let the users down.
We'll see what we can do about that. There's still
Thank
a
you.
lot of time.
Thank you.
There's still a
Okay.
lot of time. Don't
Good,
worry about
good.
it.
Alrighty, let's get into the draft. Something interesting has happened as they have let through the IO, and of course, Fnatic take it up instantly. Vice respond with the Kotal. Thoughts about this?
If you think about the first draft that we've seen from Fnatic, it's been with that Wisp, and man, did rock. Like
they
the Wisp,
smashed.
the Wisp safe lane with the Monkey King mid, with the Tusk position 5, maybe even Elder Titan position 5. It's just so much synergy. I want to actually see this Wisp as a core again. They
Yeah,
Most
played
likely
well.
it's gonna be core when played
And
with
there
Fnatic.
we go. IO Elder Titan.
And we didn't like at the time how T1, who was the team they played the IO against, didn't build a
What the hell?
didn't build a Spirit Vessel. So hopefully Vice remedy that. But we need to talk about this TA in the second phase. Now, it's a point in the second phase where you can draft a slightly different. Sorry, the first phase where you can draft a
You
slightly
don't know
different
the
hero, but
matchup.
yeah.
I'm not sure why they decided to go with the Templar Assassin in the first phase. Like, it's definitely not IO mid. It's definitely not ET mid. So you're picking
You
TA
stop the
blindly.
puck, though?
You pretty much have to ban out 3 heroes now. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, they need to protect this pick. I agree. It does stop Fnatic picking puck though, right? Does it? Or can you still pick it
You
as
can
a
pick puck and play it on a different
off lane?
role.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you won't pick Puck on Vice Esports as well, right? So that hero is out now. There's still a possibility for Fnatic, but it's not. It's not a big deal. It's not like they're a team that only plays Puck. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
TA is a good hero in certain matchups, not always. And they picked it so early on that they will have to do this. Like, okay, now let's ban out the Viper, let's ban out the Venomancer. You know, all these dots.
I still think they need to ban out the Monkey King. Monkey does well against the Templar Assassin. Compared to, also when he's with IO, it's just so much synergy and something that they ran before.
It's later on in the game, right? The Wukong's command is really strong against her. All those little pesky clones hitting her.
There isn't one hero in the game that just says, "Man, I like to stand in Wukong's command."
I love
is
all
there
those monkeys hitting
someone,
me.
Is there anyone? I wonder. Like, I'm
Abaddon?
trying- Yeah, Abaddon.
Free heals?
He likes to get hit. He's like
Is that kinda
he's
guy?
kinky like that. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't shame here.
no.
We're in, 2021.
Exactly.
Do what you want.
Jug banned out by Fnatic. They don't want to be playing into this super early aggressive playstyle with the TA with Jug healing ward, but it's rough for Vice now. By the way, that matchup Monkey versus TA might be a little bit better for the TA with the minus armor buff on Meld, but I haven't seen it that many times. in
We've
this patch.
seen Templar Assassin, I think, in one of the games, like destroying Monkey, because you make one mistake, and it's a very skilled matchup.
Yeah. It was the game in which I think TA died and then killed him like a couple of
then
times
killed him
after.
2
I
or 3
remember
times,
that game, yeah.
exactly, because Monkey overextended. Like picking Templar Assassin gives you an opportunity to play DOTA that is quite simple, fast, easy roach taking potential. I think we could see a lot more from Templar Assassin, not in the first phase, but in general. Like, feel like the hero is a bit underused.
Yeah, I'm just because I look at these two heroes and it doesn't feel like an answer to either of these two heroes. And then
Which
I
two heroes?
Well, the IO and the Elder Titan.
Those two heroes.
Those two heroes, yes. I don't feel like it's an answer. So the only thing I can think is that they want to block the puck pick, but I feel like they're just going to pick puck and play another role anyways. It doesn't really work like that. Maybe it works well versus... I mean, is IO particularly low armor?
Look, I think your idea honestly is a little bit wrong, because if you don't want to play against puck, just ban the puck in the first stage. You don't pick a TA, so you don't play against puck.
But then why have they picked TA? That's
the thing is, if you want to do that, at least pick the TA after the puck to trap him in that matchup, in that bad matchup, right? Like, you don't pick. They just wanted to play TA. It's something that they it's something that they've proven to us in that first series where they picked Wind Ranger and Bloodseeker. It's their preferred hero combination, and maybe they just like these heroes the most. There's so many pop stompers, pop stars that have gotten to that level by playing TA, so might be their thing.
might be their thing indeed. Marana going to come out of the next picks for Vice Esports.
Yeah.
It's a very weak support duo, Marana and Keeper of the Light. You don't have anything to set up the arrow with. And so far, you have 0 stuns. It's very hard for like Marana to even rotate on a mid lane. You don't
You
have
have
any kind
arrow,
of
man.
setup. Yeah, okay.
Shoot arrow, hit arrow.
Well, sometimes you
Just
know I've
land the
seen
arrow, lol.
players just be more efficient when they don't have any kind of setup. You know, you have Shadow Demon, you feel like I need to go in, I need to do stuff,
Yeah.
and you miss the arrow. So you're like, let me do my own thing. I'll shoot the arrow, pray that it's gonna end up hitting him. But yeah, they decide to go with the Ember Spirit.
Something to be expected as well.
This is a global kind of a lineup with Relocate. This type of lineup from Fnatic really loves to go in and out, reset multiple times. Vice Esport, they don't have enough burst damage on their heroes.
Is
Like
Masaris asleep?
I think so.
could be, yeah.
Taking a
Alright.
little nap between the
Yeah,
games.
No, no, no.
Recharge?
He's hand moved. He's okay.
Oh, okay, he's good.
At least we know he's alive, so that's good.
Check that one off. Hey,
Alright.
you know, he played a good game last game. He just needs to take some downtime,
Yeah.
recharge. Oh, there we
Good
go. he's
morning,
alive.
sunshine.
No stuns from Vice Esports actually make December an even better pick. And then you have December playing into Kotl and Mirana. Heroes that are very elusive because of their movement speed or the leap. Movement speed on Kotl, leap on Mirana, but not versus Ember. He gets on top of you, he chains you down, and you're done.
You have no lockdown. Like, what can you get from your off lane that has potentially like
Is
a
there
stun?
Beast?
Uh,
Beastmaster, perhaps?
Maybe just go with the puck. Puck is still available,
Yeah.
right? I don't know.
I'm
It just feels they're outdrafted already. Like, it's a very...
And
there they
yeah.
go again.
Yeah.
Here
They
we
just
go
love their
again.
Bloodseeker.
Let's go.
But I understand this completely. You fools don't understand the meta. It's going to be Atos on Bloodseeker into the Mirana arrow.
Oh.
And if you're ruptured, you can't run, but you need to run because of the arrow. Yeah.
Oh.
So you're not getting any value from the rupture. Because you're not moving, you're actually arrowed.
Oh, it's a
Jokes
catch
aside,
22.
they're falling into the same trap they did in game 1, where this draft looks very, very weak, very easy to kill. Like, look at their heroes. These heroes are good at running, like Keeper of the Light, high movement speed, Mirana, same thing.
You can buy the Aghanims on TEA as well.
Bloodseeker,
You can
very speedy.
Yeah. My concern is last game they didn't really have much team fight, and this game they don't really have much team fight. And I'm really hoping they pick up a last hero that
they
gives
don't
them
have
some
a much
team
of
fight,
anything really right
well,
now. They have a TA that can scale and can dominate the game, but you have the Ember with the Flame Guard obviously to deal with her refraction charges later on. Maybe you dominate the lane so hard that this TA rolls out of control, but that's such a stretch. It's like on Fnatic, you already see some synergy here. You have this Wisp and Elder Titan. If Wisp is core position 1, you have Elder Titan to benefit from the overcharge. It's going to be extremely difficult to lane into that even as a Bloodseeker. Then you have Ember Spirit that can get on top of these heroes, deals with refraction charges too. No catch for him. Now Phoenix for some more team fights. You have the combination with the Echo Stomp, with the Spirit. You see, like there's just so many good things for Fnatic. The only one bad thing from this Phoenix though is he's playing into a Mirana. That can be a little bit like hard to pull off those eggs.
yeah, Bloodseeker as well. Pretty good attack speed,
Yep.
provided you don't get the Fire Spirits on him. But you've got the Elder Titan to protect the egg.
It's about not about the egg so much. It's about sustain. Again, resetting the fight. Like Ember can go back with the Remnant, relocate, eat the easy stomp to reset things. Phoenix Sunray. They just want these prolonged fights where they're gonna get so much out of their lineup.
Fnatic banning out that Weaver, something that that Vice Esports has played, and actually they have been banning out the Weaver in the last game, but they also dominated with the same hero versus the Alchemist. So Fnatic does not want to play against that. It's also a hero that deals well with the egg. You have that Gemnet attack that actually does proc one attack on the egg. And they don't truly have a lot of catch on Fnatic too, if you look at this team. Yeah, you have Searing Chains, but that's it. That's your only reliable setup
No
right
stun
now.
gaming seems
Yeah,
like it
no
for
stun
both
from
teams.
both teams.
Who needs stuns? Oh, you've got arrows. That's all you need.
You have stun from the egg as well. There you go.
Oh yeah, it's AoE as well.
Hmm.
Very strong.
Yeah, I would like still to see more coming from Fnatic. I believe Mars was banned out in the first banning stage. I would like to see some offlaner for them that can provide them with some stuns.
Is Beastmaster still in the pool?
It's still in the pool. For both teams, it
like,
would be
it's
good.
such a good setup for IOs. Relocate. They kind of lack a bit more tower damage. Necrobook plus an aura will give them that. Also gives them Roche taking potential. So,
Yeah.
like, Beastmaster for Fnatic just feels very solid.
They didn't play a lot of Beast. That's the only thing that I've noticed. Maybe it's not their preference. Usually, if they need some control, we see it like a Peng offlane, Underlord, maybe an Enigma. I would Legion Commander, obviously, that they played as well, Vice bans out, but I would personally love a Beastmaster for either one of these teams here.
Yeah, I agree. I think this Bloodseeker played as a carry is actually not too horrible this game because you've got the TA to be the real carry of the game.
Again?
Come on.
No,
Can
man,
you
this is
stop
like
it?
the 5th time you said, like, Bloodseeker, he's a top-tier carry. No,
I have not said that. Hey, now.
No,
hey, now.
I still
I
have
recognize
faith
it's mostly
in the
garbage.
Bloodseeker. I don't think it's as bad as we're, trying to show he is.
It's so good. It's so good. 4 strength heroes. You've got the shard, which gives you the
Okay, Dragonite, you get some
that's
similarities to
tower
the
damage,
Beastmaster.
exactly.
Tower damage, good setup with the stun. It's also a dragon that breathes fire. You have Phoenix with you and Ember Spirit, obviously some
Very
fiery
hot.
synergy, very hot draft right there. But no, really what they needed is objective taking, a hero that can frontline to protect the egg, and that's what they got.
Damn it. They pick Wraith King as a carry, which means Bloodseeker's going to the off lane, and the draft is ruined. I was ready to vote for Vice Esports if they'd have gone for Bloodseeker carry, but they did not. So, I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off real quick. I'm going to be going for Fnatic for game number 2, to absolutely nobody's surprise. Gentlemen, any of you brave enough to swing the tables here, or no?
Not really.
No.
Wraith King gives them some tower damage. I don't think Dragonite is pressured in this type of lane. Keeper of the Light plus Wraith King, he should do okay, especially with the Phoenix. It provided them with some more lockdown, something that they lacked. Also, tower damage. It's the 3 scaling cores on side of Fnatic. Just looks very, very solid.
Lizard, you're just nodding.
I'm just
Need
nodding.
a bit more from you from that, buddy.
Like, it's so difficult to find the positives in Vice Esports. So I'm going to go with Vice Esports losing this game and Fnatic
Oh,
taking.
you
I
tricky
got
dog.
ya,
You
yeah,
tricky
I got
dog.
you.
What do you
Did I
like?
stir your pot?
Oh,
Did
you certainly
I
pinching my
butter your
winkle.
biscuits?
You certainly are, sir. You certainly are. And talk about buttering my biscuits. Here's 2 gentlemen which do that wonderfully. It is B-Cop and Black. Guys, how are you doing and how are you expecting this game to go?
Brass. I mean, I don't know how you win. I don't know how you pick a TA first 2 and get away with it. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's heavily countered. It's not going to have any impact this game, I feel like. DK lanes well against it. And it should be pretty easy for Fnatic once more.
Alrighty, that's 4. B-Cop, gotta make it 5.
Yeah, I was doing some tarot card reading, drew the card of the Reaper, and that is the Reaper that signs the last chance here for Vice. Fnatic are going to win.
Alrighty then, that is 5 out of 5 for Fnatic once again, but the curse has been broken, so no sweaty palms here. This is looking like it's going to be a 2-0. We'll find out if Vice can do it and upset our expectations. Handing it over to B-Cop and Black for game number 2 of Vice vs Fnatic.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Nomad. Appreciate it. Yeah, coming into game 2 between Vice and Fnatic. Fnatic really just steamrolled after the first game. Like I said, they looked like the Juggernaut from X-Men, just rolling through any defense that Vice was trying to set up. So now you got Fnatic coming into game 2. They've got good matchups in pretty much all of these lanes. Though I will say, Wraith King has been strong in both the regions we've been covering. It'll be interesting to see
30 seconds
how he
to
plays
go.
up against this Fnatic lineup coming into the second game.
Yeah, the only question mark I have for Fnatic is this Ember Spirit. Wait, am I getting baited here? Who's playing that? That is Moon on the Ember. So it's an offlane DK.
Yeah.
I thought it was a mid DK. Well, statement still stands. DK offlane is quite good against
The battle
Wraith King.
begins.
Just overall, they just needed the right clicker together with the IO and somebody can initiate. Still would have liked it more if DK was middle. Would have made a little bit more sense to me. But we'll see how it goes. TA, Ember can go either way. It's a 50-50 matchup, skill matchup. Ember can dominate, TA can dominate. It really just depends on who's better.
Yeah, we've seen Bob struggle in some matchups in the event as a whole. So it'll be really interesting to see him here in a matchup that can go either way. It's not really so one-sided, but Moon has looked pretty good overall. As of right now, though, Bob getting a couple right clicks in onto Moon. How do you expect this lane to go? It can go either way, but do you see Moon just taking over again?
It's tough. Really, like it comes down to like, you know, like who gets level 3 faster, who can deal more damage. The TA with the new melt buff could surprise him, you know, maybe even kill him, because
Right.
it reduces armor by 5 level 1, which is a big problem for Ember potentially. But yeah, it should just be 5-5 farming lane for both. You know, it's rare to see one guy die in this lane, unless you like really misplay massively.
Dyer's top
Yeah,
tower
we'll see
is
if any rotations come out. I don't believe in the first game we really saw many 4-minute rune rotations, but this game
It's
maybe a little
important
bit
this
different.
game. Yeah, Ember needs those runes. TA doesn't really care too much, but Ember really needs them.
Yeah, so if TA doesn't really care, I'm curious to see if Vice send any over. Obviously, you've got the Mirana. I don't think Zenki kind of goes over towards mid.
I mean, they still care because if Ember doesn't get it, then TA can actually dominate the lane.
Yeah.
Oh, healing self, not cancel. Good sidestep.
So
Well
far,
done.
sidestepping those side blades, going into the slight as well as the shield.
Yeah. Probably going to see 1 point in Shackles level 4. And you can see this Flame Guard pressure is really strong against TA.
Yeah, shielding him from quite a bit. You know, keeps him pretty healthy in on this, and you know, they don't call it a guard for nothing. It does guard him by quite a bit. So,
And it flames.
yeah, and in flames.
Yeah.
It would be weird if it iced.
Ice Guard. There's going to be a hero at 1 point who does it.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good
Ember
ability.
Spirit. What's like the opposite of Ember? Ice Spirit?
Storm Spirit.
Nah, Ember and Storm? There's no opposite. What?
Water and fire, man.
Storm is not water.
Oh, he's electricity.
Lightning, yeah.
But he's like the storm. Which, yeah, I guess
You're
he's just
insane.
he's just the other parts of a storm, not the water.
NA lul. Wait, careful here.
Bob getting really low, and I guess there could be a water spirit. It would just... Yeah,
It's going to happen eventually. Just wait. Could get 1 level in chains. He has to be careful on the TA. Oh, he did skill the chains. He could spell death here. Be careful. 10 seconds to Flame Guard. Could potentially result in a kill. 3,
He's got to sip on
2,
that bottle, too.
1, and you're dead. He didn't go for it.
And now
Oh,
the
he
Flame
does.
Guard comes in, but the Melt Strike slight. Series chains don't connect, but I don't think that's going to matter. First blood still for Moon. However, under the tower, he has to go to get it. Means he's dead afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, slight misplay there by Moon. He could have done it much earlier. Would have gotten a free kill there. And then he got super unlucky. You know, 2 out of 3. Never lucky. Just
Yep.
like me. Feels bad, man.
Courier going down. Jab's making a good move over to get that.
Yeah, already 1k ahead.
He's got that early bracer on the Phoenix.
Yeah. And itemizing into the urn on Ember. Interesting. Don't really see that too often. Usually only if you need a vessel, but vessel this game is not really that good. Getting a lot of stacks going here, but Mirana doing a good job just blocking that. Has to be careful though, he's gonna hit really hard here.
I thought Mirana was coming over to snag this 4 minute. Actually does both. Wow.
Yeah, I'm surprised he got away with both.
Yeah.
But yeah, TA opted to skill that Melt Strike. And one more Melt Strike and he's dead.
Yeah, Moon going down. Coming over is Zenki, but they've got the Phoenix rotation. Bob, ooh, dead before he can get a shot out onto Jabs. And now you've got DJ making the rotation. Zenki trying to get something done, but he's slept up. Anybody going to come over and help out? Doesn't look like it.
Moon's game is pretty ruined at the moment.
15
the
and
second
7.
death is not good. We spoke about that Melt Strike really putting in the pain, you know? And then Coddle came, gave him mana to get 2 Melt Strikes in. It's minus 10 armor this early on. You can't really take that.
They need to be aware of this. Samuel is taking advantage of these stacks, taking all the big creeps with those arrows.
Yeah, but leaving his off lane alone. So we'll have to see how that impacts him. Because a free farming IO is very scary.
Yeah.
We've seen it a couple of times.
Helm
Almost as
into Ags is usually the build that we've been seeing. We've seen a couple other builds that really haven't worked out too well.
Yeah. Moon has to be really careful. He can't die again before level 6. taking a lot of damage.
And the lane was going so well for him.
Yeah, it's just, you know.
For the sleep, not gonna. Ooh. All right, I spoke too soon. I'll
Three-man rotation.
take that back.
Arrow.
Arrow comes through, that stuns up the Ember. Icarus dive across on Bob. Sleight of fist. Searing chains hits onto 2. Bob on the run. They need one more shot, but he gets the refraction off. And now Jabs, he's in trouble. He'll survive with just a minuscule amount of health until this last shot comes in from Zenki. And it turns around on Fnatic, who get a little bit over their heads in aggression.
Yeah, if the Ember doesn't get arrowed there, it's a free kill on TA. But once more, Ember out of the lane, sitting at 2.1k net worth. Does have the illusion bottled up though. And TA might rotate to steal the stacks. They don't have the best heroes to contest that right now. Oh, but I already cleared them. Okay. Didn't expect them to be able to clear that so early.
Could have been really tough if, you know, TA did come over, but still sitting over mid.
Yeah, the DK is putting a lot of pressure on the Wraith King. Starting to pressure the tower as well.
Searing chains again, level 6 for both these heroes, but look how slow that Remnant moves. He's not out of range and will die again. Bob getting the kill, might get a +1 on DJ. Starts the sweep, realizes it's not going to hit, and now Bob Meld 2 more.
And they're getting outplayed like mad here.
Bob is on one right now.
Yeah, Moon needs to be really careful. He has had a good first blood, but after that he's made a couple of very questionable plays, resulting in 3 deaths already. Oh, Wraith King not level 6 yet. But gonna be alright, no stun on DK.
Still though, he's up. Now there's the stun, and well, Wraith King's just dead.
Interesting. I did not expect him to be 2 levels ahead of him. Oh, alright.
And now they get a return on to Bob. Moon getting credit for that with 2 rotations in from the supports.
Very much needed.
Yeah, you need to slow down Bob's game as much as you can because it is getting pretty out of hand. And we've seen TAs. You get a couple of stacks, you go into the jungle, you get that early Deso or Blink. Can really start to put the hurt on if you're not checked.
Yeah, especially if you are first picked, you know, like first phase picked, you should not be having this good of a game.
Yeah.
But she did die again, so she's slowed down a little bit. And they still have a lineup that's very much designed to counter the TA. So I'm not too worried for Fnatic.
At least for right now.
Yeah. I'm a little bit surprised, as I said, by the Wraith King being so poor. I thought it was just a farming lane, but he got pressured a lot by just a solo DK, really.
And he's not even going into the Midas. He's just going to go
He's not even going to upgrade
boots into the Radiance.
Yeah, brown boots Radiance? I don't know if he's going to really do that.
Well, he's got the gloves already, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would just go face boots at least to be able to, like, you know, be more efficient and maybe even join some fights if necessary. I feel like Io could just rotate middle right now and kill the
Searing chains and the sleep on the edge. It'll land. Icarus dive right on top of the TA. They're trying to help out Bob. The refraction doesn't do anything. They get the kill into the TA and now look over at the rest. Coddle runs away, but Samael might not be so lucky. Actually sticking with jabs for the moment. Moon under their noses. Invis. Searing chains coming through with the Sunray. Burning out with the urn. They will get the kill on a Samael, but Phoenix. Oh, the sweep onto the Bloodseeker. Jabs, he'll survive. And now it's Anryu's turn to run. Jabs is going to turn this going the other way. Zenki's falling to Raven. Blood right down. Doesn't hit on the Phoenix. Anryu moving pretty quickly for the moment, so he doesn't end up dropping. And he can fight 3v1 and then eventually just leave.
Yep, and Raven just killed the Coddle. He's just way too fast to get away. 450 movement speed on both him and his creep. And Io just farmed this early is so damn scary.
Second on the net worth.
Yeah. Soon to be first. Once he finishes the Agon Scepter, it's going to be a huge power spike for him. And already we can see the damage problems coming out from Radiant, you know. They don't really have team fight. And they don't really have a lot of good damage because TA is shut down quite a bit now. You
Yeah,
wanna be
had
at the
a
top of the
decent
network.
start.
Yeah. But getting an Ancient Stack, you know, but you really need that Deso up fast.
Oh,
To be able to
Mirana.
get that. That's just a free kill.
Ooh, Spirits.
Oh, they just ran out. But new one's coming up.
Out again. Already looped a couple times, but goes a different direction.
Okay, good juke, good juke.
Dragon
Stun
Tail
on the
onto the Coddle, and now Moon's in. Searing Chains. Zenki trying to charge up and Illuminate. That's not going to do much of anything. And actually, it's a neutral creep that grabs the kill.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Interesting.
attack.
All that work.
One little ogre. I hope DK does not buy the Midas that he has queued up right now. Hope he buys the Blink Dagger. Midas will give them nothing, you know?
Yeah.
Like they need some initiation, they need some frontliner.
Is under attack.
Please don't let the greed go
Radiant
through with you.
structures are fortified.
You're the top of the net worth, you know, we know you did well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, getting tipped. Oh, he bought Midas.
That's why he got tipped? No, it's probably not, but...
Probably was, to be honest.
You think so?
Maybe. Why else would they tip it?
Dire's top tower is
Can be a huge mistake, you know? It is basically a Blink Dagger, and if you're snowballing like this,
top tower.
You want to just keep the herd on.
exactly, because like IO is gonna have an Agon Scepter relatively soon. He's
Yeah,
gonna farm
actually
this
not
really
too far.
fast. Yeah.
Palace, though, trying to get into the Secret Relic. He's still quite a ways out. Almost equivalent to what the Wisp needs to finish the Axe.
Yeah. It's overall a pretty tough spot for Radiant to be in, because they don't have good teamfight to come back into this game.
Yeah.
And TA is just hard countered by like 3 heroes. Who is like the
Dire's
winning
middle tower
condition.
is under attack.
Together with the Wraith King, I guess. But even Wraith King doesn't have the easiest type of
stack.
game. Oh, it's a huge stack.
Meanwhile, mid, can they get the deny on the tower? No.
Dire's middle
Bob gets
tower
it.
has fallen.
Illuminate comes in, Radavatos with the Blood Right, Sunray trying to keep this Ember alive, also gets hit by the Rupture, Supernova way too far back. It will go off, but it won't save this Ember at all, so Moon drops this time to Unreal.
Yeah, slight miscommunication there. Taking an Ancient stack while also trying to defend middle. You know, you got to decide for one or the other and get punished by it, or for it rather. And Bloodseeker, very fast ATOS.
I believe that was the
Dire's
reveal
top
too.
tower
It
is
was.
under
Yeah.
attack.
Going to Vessel next against both the IO DK. Makes a lot of sense. Stun on
Dragon
Mirana.
Tail.
Nothing. Midas DK. Huh. That's like a mid DK or carry DK build.
Yeah, not afraid to be greedy.
Yeah. Maybe it's because Moon has been struggling a little bit, so he can take over that +2 role eventually. But it's a
Ember
scary
going
thing.
Blade Mail.
Yeah, it's a scary thing to be falling into that carry mindset as an offlaner, you know, because you still have your job to do in the game. And just waiting there for what exactly? 3 heroes wasting their time here.
Dire
Yeah,
top
not exactly
tower
sure what they were trying to accomplish.
And
As
again-
again, I think they're waiting on the Remnant for him to jump back.
Yeah. No reason to though. Like somebody has to pressure him in order for that to happen. Still just waiting there.
We'll clear the camps while they wait.
It's a great idea, but nobody's pressuring him. Why would he jump back?
At this point, there it is the jump, but he has another Remnant.
Yeah. That was a good minute wasted.
The stun does land. He's got another Remnant to jump back with. Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains coming through onto Bob. Blood Right with the rod, but it's under the tier 2 tower.
Just to mention, they were ahead 1k on Fnatic before that. Now
Now
they
they're
had 3k.
3K.
Because they're just waiting there for like a minute
Yeah.
on 3 heroes.
Radiant's
Not sure what that was
bottom tower
about.
is under attack.
Cute idea, but
It had to happen sooner.
Yeah, and it
the
has to
more and
happen
more you
right
wait,
away.
you're getting overcommitted.
yeah, exactly. They found like 2 neutral camps in 3 minutes. On
Radiant
3
are
heroes.
scanning.
Yeah.
Not that worth it. And the greed, you know, they're getting away with the greed. Axe completed actually already. Midas still up. Going to the Blink Dagger next.
I don't hate it if he's coming into a quicker, or not a quicker Blink Dagger, but he's coming into the Blink Dagger soon after. It's not the worst turnaround time.
Solar Bind.
Radavatos,
Blood
Blood
Right
Right. And with the arrow, that should be a kill onto the Elder Titan. However, the second Starstorm doesn't land. The Illuminate does. Zanky with a kill on a DJ, but Raven taking out Samael.
Yeah. And the main reason why I don't like the Midas is because if Raiden chose to pressure them a little bit more, then they could potentially miss on a lot of kills because he doesn't have that.
Yeah.
But the way it went, he already has his Blink Dagger completed pretty much. And no problem for them.
Really, just very conservative from Vice in a couple ways.
Yeah. I mean, they have a pretty greedy draft themselves. And yeah, as I said, they don't really have team fight to fall back on. So they're all
Radiant's
pretty
bottom
reliant on
tower
individual
is under
plays.
attack.
Not that easy
Radiant's
for Raiden at
bottom
all.
tower has fallen. Dire's
Is
top
Raven,
tower
so
is under
when
attack.
he's not tethered
Dire's
to
structures
this
are
neutral, is
fortified.
he looking to tether to
Radiant's
DK?
middle tower
Probably
is under
DK.
attack.
It depends. Maybe Ember still at this point, but when DK is level 12, maybe even 18, you know, you just want to tether to the DK. Maybe he even builds the Black Dragon, the Axe, you know. Always love to see that. It's just such a humongous thing in the game.
We'll have the Midas to make it happen, so, you know, he could come into that pretty quickly.
Hey,
Meanwhile,
Toss.
Moon again,
Dodged it though.
this time does avoid it.
Yeah. Good job by him. And Fnatic is ready to fight. I don't think they should give up any more map presence. They've relocated everything.
They
Blink
have the
dagger.
blink. There's the Dragon Tail coming through onto the Mirana. Even with the Moonlight Shadow, not going to matter. They'll get the kill on a Samael and dominating for Raven. This time not avoiding the Rod of Atos, but
No damage.
Blade Mail was popped. They're going to relocate in. Sunray on Onryu trying to run.
Has been killed.
Masaros has a blink dagger. Can they catch up to this Bloodseeker? He's moving pretty quickly, but is it quick enough? Yes, it is. Ooh, Bob.
Bob waiting again. He likes to wait this game.
He's waiting to pounce. He's like a trapdoor spider.
He needs like 2 melt hits aren't even enough to kill anyone at this point. Not sure what he's waiting
Jabs
for.
will just take first dive away.
Yeah. Is it gonna pay off?
Trapdoor opened. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Ah, you activated my trap.
Icarus
card.
dive was on cooldown.
Yeah, it was.
So Bloodseeker, he'll get killed in return.
Yeah.
Swoop comes out, doesn't land on the Bob, who will TP away. However, Zanky, ooh,
Also
alright.
fine.
Spirits were close, but they couldn't tell where he had gone.
Things they're falling further and further behind. Radiance, 400 gold. Is that really a power spike this game though? Can they fight into Dire? Because this IO is scarily strong together with the DK and all the team fight with the Supernova.
Yeah, just about has 10k net worth.
Yeah. This IO is huge.
So is Masaros.
Yeah.
From the off lane, he's almost doubling. Well, not almost doubling, but he's a lot higher than this Bloodseeker.
Yeah. I mean, the roles are a bit different this game. Oh, they see the
Radiant's
Raven
top
farm the
tower
ancient
is
stacks.
under
They
attack.
both
No,
see the
just
ward.
take these ancient stacks.
Yep. No Dragon Form yet. Elder Titan sounds up. Arrow, okay. Just off the
Sidestepped.
mark.
Yeah, it just
And-
wasn't timed right.
Yep. Goodbye, Ancients.
Nether Shawl. He'll hold on to that.
Yeah. I mean, there's a position switch this game. Like DK is definitely playing the 2, and Ember is playing like a more off-lane kind of role.
Yeah, the farm priority has definitely gone towards Masaros.
Which is okay this game, because he is the IO partner late game. They're trying to set up on Moon here. If he
Yeah,
gets
they'll come
Atos,
bottom. Rod of Atos, arrow to follow, blood right down. Pops the blade mail, but it's not going to be enough to survive. However, heavy rotations. Masaros is in with the blink dagger as well as the Dragon Tail coming through on this Mirana. They'll get themselves one. They've got the Sunray on a Bob. He's trying to run with the Moonlight Shadow, but it won't be enough. He's gone too. So now, the rest of Vice are trying to leave, and they should be successful in doing so. Raven back towards top. Palos, though, will get spotted and needs to maybe be careful on this Wisp. Blood right in. They've got 3 heroes here. The damage with the silence ripping through him, but it's taken a long time, and finally they will take out the companion cube that is this Wisp. Friends no more.
I like how it says on Rage King you collected IO's bones. This is the ball.
The ball of energy.
Yeah, there's no bones. Come on. What's happening there? Another Blink Dagger initiation, possibly.
Dragon Tail coming through onto the Mirana with the Breathe Fire, but doesn't have the damage to finish
Have to
that
be
one
careful.
off, and
Arrow.
walks right into Onryu.
No arrow.
Arrow doesn't end up coming in, and
Now it
they still have
comes.
the silence. Now the sleep.
Oh,
Arrow.
good for the creep.
Neutral. Flame Guard as well as the Blade Mail. Palos on the run. Radiance turn back on after the Blade Mail is not available for him anymore. They get the
All
first life
rotating
out of
in.
the hands of Palos. They're still looking to take out the second. Everybody needs to come over to save this Wraith King, but they've brought over Masaros, who does have a Blink Dagger. However, the Rod of Atos comes in, as well as the Rupture. They're going to relocate forward for this one. They land the sweep onto the Mirana, as well as the Bloodseeker. Earth Splitter coming in. They've got the Supernova down. Doesn't look like that Vice are going to be able to finish it, but just at the end, they'll blow it up. However, that cost them the life of the Mirana, as well as this TA Bob, and Zanky will join them 6 feet under.
Yep. Pretty decisive teamfight victory again. You can see this TA, was busy trying to kill the Egg the entire fight. It's not what a TA wants to do. TA wants to jump the back line, kill a support or 2 really quickly. And it's just not what... Like, he just can't do anything this game, It's just too countered. Like, picking a TA first 2, just very brutal. See Wraith King just trying to get out of there. Does end up making it out, I believe. But just look at this TA, trying to hit this Egg with no attack speed. Like, it just looks so sad.
1, 2, 3. Oh, just enough. Like it was.
Just enough.
they were attacking so slow and
But it's not worth it, you know. It's just
Yeah.
a support for like 3 heroes. They gladly take that exchange on Fnatic every time.
I can just see the stress and the feeling of this game right now. You know you're starting to fall behind by quite a bit.
Wow.
Zanky runs into Raven.
Just all by himself. He wanted
Yeah.
to block the Ancients maybe? I'm not sure. Warding mission. Not successful this time.
Radiant's top
Kai
tower
Assange
is
now
under
for
attack.
Raven.
Yeah, he's massive. Wraith King, however, if he does get to those 4-5 slots, you know, he will be the strongest hero on this map. It's just, will they
Again,
get
Rod of
there?
Atos.
Arrow?
Arrow, Blood Right, Sunray on top of the Ember, and they're not even going to jump for this.
Yeah. I like how they're all just itemizing into armor. DK naturally tanky.
Radiant's top tower is under
And then you
attack.
have the Blade Mail Ember Spirit. You know, they don't really care about this TA minus armor too much anymore. We like the itemization.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
4,200 gold saved up for DK. Is he going right into the Axe?
I think you should just buy BKB. I mean, if you want, you can buy Radiance, but I feel like BKB is just much safer. You're unkillable.
I want to see him go into the, you know, with the
Radiant's
Axe.
top tower
Just Black
is
Dragon
under
right
attack.
away?
Yeah.
Scanning.
I mean,
Radiant
it could
With the Wisp,
It
who's
could
about to
work.
get hard.
Yeah, it could work.
Why not?
It's good, for sure.
It's my greedy, no pro experience mentality right there.
Oh,
Close.
that was like almost the same frame.
Yeah. Now Wraith King also picks up a Blade Mail, so multiple Blade Mails in this game, an item that we don't see too much.
Yeah, I'm not too sure why he builds it. Doesn't really strike me as amazing against any of the Dire heroes. But it makes a lot of sense on Ember. Yep, going to Roche. But they know about
Flies
that for
in
sure.
and
They know about
they've
that.
got Ember near.
It's very risky against Elder Titan. You don't want to
Side of Fist, Searing Chains, that's going to lock up Bob as well as Onryu for a second. They'll go after Moon, who's got a double damage. He'll remnant away. Out of Atos, Blood Right down. Silence onto the Elder Titan, but they get the kill on Onryu. They look over Palace, who's trying to run for this one, but the Searing Chains is out again. The Supernova's in a good spot, but Samael as well as the rest of the team are going to find it in the back lines and blow it up. They did get the kill now onto Samael. 2 heroes gone to the first life out of the hands of Palos. Palos pops that Blade Mail, but there's the Blink as well as the Dragon until they've got the damage to take out Palos, make it a third.
That's all
Vice.
she wrote.
Yeah, they'll lose 3 and most likely lose this Roche attempt.
Why did it just go into Roshan like that when they're already behind by so much? Like, it really feels like they have a pretty bad read on the game. Like, they play against Ember and Elder Titan, who are 2 of the strongest pit fighters in the entire game. And they're already on a big goal deficit, you know.
Yeah, and now it's even more.
Yeah. Ember chasing the Coddle. Gets
Zanky.
him.
Getting caught by himself again. Ooh, but
Tether.
Bob?
Nah, the
All
tether's
right,
too good.
Tether's in, Blinding Light, not going to do anything, trying to
TP.
TP away, but they've got the Searing Chains. They'll get the kill on a Bob and Zanky. Help Your Friend Syndrome not working out for Vice.
Yeah, falling apart quite a bit here on Vice. As I said, as Wraith King, you know, he has potential to carry this game, but, you know, the highest priority should be of just giving him the chance to do so, you know? Like, by running into Roche like that, you're giving Dire a free fight, which is what they want. They want to fight you right now, and you don't, but you're
Yeah.
giving them the free fight, which, you know, massively backfired. Age is now on Dire, and when Io completes this hard, I don't know where the damage is coming from. Like, 2 heroes are just going to be immortal.
They've got that Heaven's Halberd for the TA.
Moon again.
Trap gets popped, but Moon, Rod of Atos, Blood Right, Arrow all coming through. They will kill off this Ember. But Raven, he's in, and
top tower is
he
does not
wants
have
to
ult.
fight.
Wraith King does not have ult, he has to be careful.
He's on the run. They'll catch Onryu as well. Samael, they'll maybe get themselves Palace if they dive even deeper, but they'll take what they've got and move to the mid-tier 2.
He needs about 500 more gold to finish that hard. And then it's
Radiant's
never
top
die
tower
time
is
again.
under
Yeah, I was going to say, if you said go time, it's been go time, but never die time sounds like, yeah. Does that come before or after lunch?
Like in between?
Okay.
Radiant's top
Then
tower
there's nap
has
time.
fallen.
What is in between, after, and before? That is lunch, basically, right?
Yeah, so
Radiant's middle
there's
tower
go
is
time,
under
which is
attack.
after lunch. Or no, it has to be before lunch. Then there's lunch. Then there's never die time.
Radiant's
And then after
middle
that, it's
tower
nap time.
has fallen.
And then somewhere in between there is Io has a heart, you can't kill us any more time.
Yeah, basically.
If he's tethered to the DK, who has like 30 armor, and then he has like 300 health regen. Okay, not 300, but like 150. It's gonna be what do you do? He literally just sits there. He'll hit your tower. You can hit him with 5 heroes, and he will just be like, yeah, I'm a Dragon Knight. I'm tethered by Io. What do you want to do about it?
Especially once he gets that Ags.
I don't know if you'll go for it.
I just want it.
I
I'm
want
going
it
to say
too.
it 100 times.
I'm pretty
locked
sure it
on.
was added to the game because of me anyway. Like, I was like, hey, Ice Frog, what do you think about Black Dragons? He's like, oh, they're pretty cool, you know?
You guys still not on that first name basis. But you do have his, I've heard it's still Skype that he uses.
He uses a lot of things.
Sleep hits on the 2. Zenki on the run. He's the first one to fall. They go after the Bloodseeker, get themselves a second. Onryu dropping 2.
Easy to pick us.
And here's the tether onto
How much health
onto the
is that?
DK.
31 plus. I mean, Io's region is not even active because he's full health.
He gets hit once, and by the time the next tower shot comes in, he's already full health.
Yeah. Oh, so how much is that? Okay. You can't see, it's just too much.
It says 48.9.
There's no way.
It does
Probably
seem
more like
way
100,
higher than that.
150 or so. And that's without the overcharge. You add the overcharge on top, it's probably 200 something. Well, good luck defending, guys. My analytical opinion ends here. The game is broken at this point.
All right, so I'll take over.
Yeah, good luck.
My-
Dragon Knight is also going hard.
All right, so yeah, you're never going to kill these two guys. It's okay.
How much reason does he have a double?
Palace
hard?
comes in, he pops the blade mail, they've got the blood right down, and they'll silence up both the Wisp as well as the DK, but again, you need to scratch the surface of this DK and try and get a kill. He does also have an Aegis, so getting him
With an
down
health
once
region.
is... yeah, okay. And now he's got the heart coming in,
Oh, his heart is coming in. Oh, yeah, see that health region.
but he's back to full health.
Ah,
Time to turn it over mid.
damn it.
I don't know how they're going to break through this.
Wait, I want to see.
Palos focusing his attention on the IO as well as this TA, but there's the Heaven's Halberd with BKB being popped by Bob. Not going to matter all too much. They get the first life out of the hands of Palos. They do end up killing Raven, so they don't have a Wisp to work with, but down goes TA, down goes Bloodseeker. Supernova goes off with the Sunray right on top of Samael. Take out a third,
Look at DK's health
and
region. Without Io.
Palos, ooh, he just needs to run. And I believe he's still running from the M.
Yep.
Yeah, they're fighting 1v1 while the mid-tier 3 is being taken, but backdoor protection kicks in. Moon now invis. Bottled invis rune will stay on Palos, just trying to stay out of range of him getting hit with that stun and maybe another right-click to die, but they've got the Heaven's Halberd. Earth Splitter doesn't land. Jabs right on top of him. The chase is on. They'll look for the sleep. That doesn't land, but it's not going to matter. These heroes are in and ready for blood, and they'll take down Palos.
Everybody was burning. Radiance was burning them, and then Phoenix was burning him, and then Ember was burning him too.
It was a
Fiery
lot of
war.
fire.
Yes.
It's the Fire Temple.
It
from
is the
Ocarina
fire
of Time.
temple. Yes. Where you can't go in without the red tunic.
Yeah. Somebody needs to buy a red tunic.
Yeah.
If you could just hit that Goron,
So,
Wake
105
him
health
up.
region without Io. With Io plus overcharge, close to 300.
Blink,
health.
Dragon Tail, Sunray, all that damage onto the Mirana, trying to run. That right
One
click
last
is
right
enough.
click.
Visaros gets the kill on the Samael, and they are invading the base, taking another set.
Radiant's middle barracks are under Radiant's middle barracks.
I'll have
too
the Wisp
tough.
back. I don't think they really need to leave. Wisp is going to push through bottom, like Raven will be there eventually.
Radiant's
Yeah.
middle
I mean, this DK is just immortal at this point.
Radiant's bottom
Unless he runs
tower
into the
is
fountain, I
under
don't think he
attack.
dies. Which he might.
Never
We've seen
know.
it happen.
0% chance for the Radiant.
Yeah, not surprised. Even
on.
Gaben doesn't give him
Dota
a
Plus,
chance.
don't be so biased.
Yes. You know, they're doing their job.
Dota Plus?
They know the real analytics. We're
Radiant's
just here for
bottom
show.
tower is under attack.
Yeah. We don't know what we're talking. Io still farming jungle. It kind of feels like a pub right now. I want to see him tethered. Come on, tether him.
Has fallen.
Tether him.
And he's tethered to the Hellbear right now.
Look at his health region.
Stunned up and full health. It's okay. Oh, he's at full health. Palace is coming in. He really just doesn't drop from full health. Blade Mail has been popped by Palace. He's also under the Shroud of the Moonlight Shadow. They've got the Meld Strike hitting on a Masaros. They're focusing him a little bit, but they just can't do anything. Yule's up into the air. Samael trying to survive on the run. But Fnatic don't need to chase. They can just take the base.
Yeah, and they're just spamming him away while hitting the barracks. It's a pretty helpless situation. Jumping into the Elder Titan and there's absolutely nothing, and this is the first life.
Yeah, so Palace's first life is gone. They've got the blood right down. That will silence up the DK, but Palace hit with the searing chains. The lockdown is there, and eventually the Wraith King will fall for the second time, dead for 53 seconds. No buyback. Arrow thrown out, doesn't even hit the siege creep. And, well, Samael will join Palace and call GG.
There's the GG. That's were one of the most like one-sided series we've had in probably the whole league, right?
Yeah, that was quite the one-sided affair for sure. You know, Fnatic take the victory 2-0, I think in a total of about an hour time. And they also almost got, what, 100 kills in just 2 games in an hour's time. It was a lot. It was a lot from Fnatic. And Vice, I mean, again, we kind of expected this from Fnatic. Vice, we've seen them show up at times, but their Fnatic just wasn't going to give them any breathing room.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they're very serious about this. Obviously, you can't drop a single series in this kind of format, you know. So Fnatic went all out. They drafted almost perfectly against what they were up against. Outplayed them on top of that. Not much you can do as Vice, really. Like, you're lacking in experience, you know. You have, like, a strategic edge on Fnatic. It's just too tough to overcome sometimes, you know. This time was not the time. Maybe next time.
Yeah, potentially we'll have to see Vice later down the line in the DPC. Fnatic look really good right now. That's a series that's going to boost their confidence, of course, increasing their chances of making it to the major. Every win does that. But, you know, when you get past that halfway point, these games maybe come with a lot more pressure despite the opponent. You know, like, it's games that are just going to weigh on you pretty heavily throughout the entire event when you get later and later. Like, that one last best of 3 might be the reason.
Definitely.
So it's very interesting. I'm interested to hear what the panel have to say about it, what their thoughts are on this series, and the one coming up next. Back over to you guys.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Fnatic wasted no time in wiping the floor with poor old Vice. And here to give you the breakdown is my Balkan boys. Guys, what happened?
It's a tough one from the start. You have a team that is not as experienced as Fnatic. You end up with having a worse draft than them, so it's kind of tough for them to play into this type of matchup. But the way this game started, you know, the lanes are not going too well. Bob had a couple of kills here and there on his Templar Assassin. Nothing too spectacular. You know the Dragonite's gonna free farm. He's really not contested in that bottom lane. He decides to go for Hand of Midas, then gets a Blink Dagger. It's just the timing that Fnatic is looking into is our heroes are unkillable. Like, we're just going to become too tanky for you to kill us.
Yeah, and the synergy from Fnatic, once again, with this Wisp is through the roof. Like, you're thinking about that first game when they had Wisp Monkey King, that looked solid. But they obviously have a very good idea about what heroes need or tend to go with Wisp well, right? We saw this Ember on the mid lane. Okay, maybe not the best combo, but then you pop off with the Dragonite with the Midas Blink, like Lacoste said. Then you have, Kaya and Sanj,
Kaya,
and then
Sanj,
you have
Heart.
Heart,
Yeah.
then you have Sunray, then you have another Heart on the Dragonite, and they cannot die.
The DK had like 3 hearts, basically.
He was healing, like he went to like 40-30% health on the top lane push. By the time he was on the mid lane, that's literally like 2 seconds, he was full again.
And we can see some decision making by Vice is not top notch. They tried to go for Roche. You're playing against Elder Titan, against Ember. It's really tough one. Like, you're 5-6k gold behind. You go into the Roche pit. You have damage, you know, with the Deso, but it's still gonna take some time. Fnatic responds to that, and from there, it's just, you know, kind of feels like the game's already over. One thing I noticed is, like, the Phoenix eggs didn't look too great, probably, but when you think about it, he was just doing a very good trades. Like, most of the time, egg didn't go off, but they got 2-3 kills out of that, so he's completely fine.
Yeah, he's 4-4-21 in the end. Every time that egg did die, they would get at least an assist from that or a kill.
A lot of kills.
Overall, I think Vice Esports, after this game for sure, I'm certain that they're just falling back to their comfort zone, to the heroes that they like to pick, whether they synergize or not. Like, they don't care about the team composition, about how well these heroes can work together throughout the game. They only care about having that platinum TA. You know, like heroes that their cores are very exceptionally good at, like better than at most, because that really is the right way for an upcoming team to play. But you also need to set up the rest of the team around those cores. You can't just pick a TA in the first stage and then think that it's going to go well.
Yeah.
No, first you need to save it for a little bit later. And secondly, you need a draft that complements her. You need heroes that are going to make her shine, like a Slardar, let's say, on offlane, or some minus armor to combo with that meld. Like, you need those things.
Yeah, I mean, it was a platinum tier TA, so I can cut, obviously huge comfort zone for our boy Bob. He wanted to play it. I kind of feel like he was like, hey, can I play TA this game? And he's like, oh yeah, sure.
Why not?
Bonk. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't mean
I
the
didn't mean
first
first
phase.
phase.
Yeah.
It's just a better, more experienced team playing against a team that doesn't have that much. It's like you playing against Black on a mid lane, and 9 out of 10
yeah, it wouldn't
times
be fair
you
for
would
him.
lose.
Oh.
One time Black would play with his feet, and then you could possibly, get a win. So something can happen, but it's a rough one. For Vice, it's still a lot of learning to be done.
What
It's
do you
learning
deserve that,
experience.
Lucas?
What do you mean?
I'm just chilling.
You're chilling. I just wanted to.
I'm just happy they didn't zoom into Nomad's broken, shattered soul of a face.
It is what it is.
Anyway,
It is what it is. We have to be
yeah,
realistic.
All right. Sure. I can take that. I'll take it on the chin. We have ourselves, of course, an MVP for this game, and that's going to be Masaros from the offlane doing work for Fnatic on that DK. The man with 2 hearts. He's lovely. Yeah, I mean, fantastic game from him. Getting so farmed, just realizing that this is going to be a game where I can just farm my pants off and doing exactly that and turning himself into an unkillable beast.
It's not only that he can, but rather I should say that he should. Because in a game such as this one, Ember does not bring you what you need to have as a pairing with the Wisp. And when you have that Blink BKB on the Dragonite, plus you have that Midas obviously to complement and make you farm even further, plus you get the attack speed. He needed to go this route, and he did. I can see Fnatic really shining when they pick these Wisp drafts.
Absolutely, and we can actually talk to a member of Fnatic right now as we have Jabs on the line. Jabs, are you here? Can you hear us?
Oh yeah, I can hear you guys. Hello.
Brilliant. Well, firstly, congratulations. Well done, beating Vice. First question, do you think it was a mistake to give you guys IO?
I don't know. I think it's too many to ban.
Fair enough. Lizard, do you have a question?
Yeah, I'm just wondering what happened in the Boom series, guys. Like, we all expected you to take that, but it didn't really work out that well.
It's like we kind of overconfident, like in game 2 and 3. So like didn't prepare enough, I think, for the match.
So overconfidence it is. Aren't you afraid? Because this league is really punishing. If you drop one series, suddenly you're not top 2, top 3 maybe. Or you're just chilling, it's fine.
Yeah. I think it's like, it's make us like stronger after we lost to the Boom. Like we kind of know like what to do. And like we're not gonna let it happen again.
So it was a wake-up call.
What happened in the match? Yeah, it's like a wake-up call.
You still have to play against 496, against Neon, and TNC. Who do you think is going to be the toughest
TNC.
opponent of these 3?
Probably Neon and then TNC, and like 496 kind of like tough too. Like we cannot like overconfident again, cause like they have like their own playstyle.
Neon's doing pretty well. Like coming into this league, did you expect Neon to be as good as they are right now?
Not really. Like they just changed their post offlane post 3 with and then second change to post 4. So I didn't think like they will be this strong. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's surprising everybody. So obviously in this game, you had 2 hearts on your DK and your IO. Is this a legitimate strategy, or are you guys having a bit of fun?
I'm not sure. I think he just bought it after like we know like they couldn't kill DK and we just hit the tower. They couldn't do anything to DK.
Just too damn tanky. All right, well, you've just beaten Vice Esports pretty handily. Do you think this team has the potential to one day be one of the top teams in your region?
I think it is like all the Philippine team like is coming up, like every team in the league, like most of them are Filipino. It's kind of scary how they are.
Yeah, yeah. Alrighty, well, my final question for you then is going to be, does your team have any kind of process, or do you individually have any process you go through before you start a series?
How can you say it again?
Yeah, do you have anything you do before you play a series?
Oh, we do have like 1 hour before the series meeting. Like talk about like what are we gonna do and like prepare for the match. So we get ready for the match.
I'll torture you with one more question then. What do you do before with that 1 hour? What do you do for fun? Is there something special? Do you have any hobbies or whatnot? We know the Jabs as a player so far only.
I did like eat breakfast and like shower, get ready for the match. Just warm up like my body to get ready for the match.
Important to get yourself online, that's for
Professional.
sure. And yeah, very professional. And certainly worked out today. Congratulations, Jabs, on your win versus Vice Esports, and good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. I like how he looks at the camera in the end.
Yeah, I guess that's a charming wave. That was beautiful. Hearing from Jabs there from Fnatic, as he gives us a bit of an insight into their processes and their mentality in this tournament. I find it interesting how he was saying, like, you know, they needed that loss to wake up, to switch on. And I think that's the same for a lot of these teams across all the regions. Some teams have been kind of a bit slow coming into it.
Especially in SCA, right? Because you did not expect, like you asked him about Neon, and he was like, no, they just switched up a couple of players. It came as a shock. Same goes for all of these teams, like TNC dropping to execration in the first day. That should have been the same thing, right?
I love the way he's talking about, you know, preparation between. It's not like Dota related, gets the breakfast, showers. Your body needs to be in good shape to be able to, for your mind to be in a good shape. It really is, you know, if you're at home, you're like, I'll skip breakfast, I'll play these 1-2 games of Dota. Instead, don't do it, you know, get some breakfast first and then be ready to play Dota.
Life advice from Lacoste.
Exactly.
And a shower as well.
Shower.
Especially
get
if you're
shower.
playing in
It's
a boot
very
camp.
important,
Yeah.
especially if there's someone sitting next to you.
Yeah, yeah. Why are you looking at me when you say that?
Because I played at LAN with you, that's why.
Oh.
I'm not sure if it was you or someone else, but you know.
There was something there.
We had a similar stench. Got it. All right, thanks for that. Well, holding no punches today, I see, as we come towards our break. But of course, we want to hear from you guys as well. Head over to Twitter, hashtag DPCSEA to get your words in. Oh, we have a meme. Let's go. It's Raiden time.
It's trying to show
How it is when he's trying to show off his tail neck to the stream, you know. If you move, it'll look more natural. No. This way you get optimal angles.
I deserve it. Yeah, sure.
That is an excellent meme. I like that a lot.
Hey, I'm experimenting here with fashion choices. I'm not saying they're perfect, but it's something different at least. No more.
I love how
button
you've been
down
called out about it. You're like 10 times more awkward about it as well. You know, just breathe, Lizard. Relax. Okay, let the outfit wear you.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Whatever you say, man.
Is
It's not
that-
gonna help me. I'm already in this hole.
Is that why you asked me at what temperature am I washing my clothes? Because this one kind of is a bit too small.
No.
Did it shrink a bit?
Did it shrink?
No, I got swole. It's not about it
Okay.
shrinking.
I see.
Sadly.
I see. You
I mean,
definitely didn't buy
luckily.
a jumper that was too small for you again,
No,
did you?
Not at all.
No,
What's
no,
funny
no.
is my
Wouldn't do
girlfriend
that.
told me, why didn't you buy it smaller? I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, you should have bought it in the
Baby
kids shop.
size.
Yeah, exactly.
And of course, if you want to see Lizard in all his glorious definition in 4K, then you can do so by heading across to the YouTube stream, which is being streamed in glorious 4K definition, so you can see every single muscle, every single wrinkle in that turtleneck. Oh, yes, there it is. Our 4K viewers are loving that. Alrighty, guys, it is now time to throw it across to a break. It's going to be about 45 minutes before we get into the next series, which is, of course, going to be TNC versus Boom, a very exciting matchup, which is going to break some ties in the region and find out exactly where we're standing with this one and who possibly is going to be making it to the major. It's all very exciting coming up just around the corner. Sit tight and join us in a few minutes for that series. 40 to 45 minutes. We'll see you then.